All right, welcome to the World Warriors of Capcom Cup Player Showcase. I'm Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. This is the series of videos where we go through all qualifiers, all 32 qualifiers for the Capcom Cup, which is going to take place at the Sony PlayStation Experience on the weekend of December 5th through 6th in San Francisco. If you guys are not familiar with the Capcom Pro Tour or the Capcom Cup, check out youtube.com/Capcom Fighters TV, which is this channel right here. There's an intro video that we did where we just talk about all the storylines and such going into this year's Capcom Cup. But we are here to talk about the qualifiers.
The one we're going to talk about today didn't qualify automatically.
Yes.
But he did get the most points out of anybody who did not qualify automatically. That player is Luffy.
That's
Luffy
right.
from France.
Evo champion from 2014.
Yeah.
And it's a really strong player. So players born in Asia have been winning all of the evolution tournaments for Street Fighter 4 until Luffy broke the streak, hailing from France.
That's right.
And it's really interesting too. You know, I don't understand why this is, but a lot of people didn't seem to want to give Luffy the credit that he deserved, it felt like, when he won Evolution.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ridiculous because, we'll go through this later on. This guy's good. This guy is really good.
Yeah.
And he is such a strong player with Rose. Like, he is... I feel like he's the master of this character. You know,
it just fits him very well. He is a slippery type of player. He likes to move around a lot, and she has good backdash and forward dash movement. Mm-hmm. Very, very strong for her. A slide that can put her at different spaces on screen. Right. That's a huge part of her character, and he is excellent at that. He wants to confuse you with his movement. He wants to escape situations. He wants to create offense all very quickly, and he does that.
Yeah, he knows the character really well. We've talked about this with a lot of character specialists. You know, Bonchan makes Sagat look faster than Sagat is. Rose is already a pretty quick character.
She is.
But the way that Luffy plays Rose, it just feels like he's like one with the character. You know, the thing that actually makes me feel that way the most is that there doesn't seem to be any situation that you can put Luffy in where all of a sudden he panics. Where it's like, okay, I don't know what to do with my character in this situation. He seems to know what he wants to do in every situation. And anytime he gets put in the situation where he's no longer in control, he finds a way to put himself back into that position, whether through backdashes or Ultra 2 and such. So, yeah, the way that he uses Rose, I feel like, is just on a masterful level.
He comes into matches with a game plan, for sure, having thought about it in advance. But there are many examples I can think of where he has lost the first game, or maybe it's been close, and then he just turns it on, and he makes the adaptation mid-match. I think he's very good at that.
Yeah, the best players definitely tend to exhibit that capability. One thing I do want to mention with Rose as well, with Luffy's Rose in particular, is that Ultra 2, we talked about this a little bit. You know, Ultra 2 is a great tool. It's a great momentum killer kind of thing, if the opponent has a lot of momentum and such. I will just say that I don't think, like, the next closest Rose player has maybe half the mastery of Ultra 2 that Luffy has. I don't know, it's just, I feel like when he activates Ultra 2, it's a completely different weapon than it is when a lot of people just use it kind of like, get off me now. But he not only gets, uses it to get people off of him, but then all of a sudden, just the offense comes in, and he's so good at converting with that Ultra.
It's because of the mobility that he has.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where to put himself, the positioning. He'll put himself just outside of the orb's range and harass, walk up exactly when the orbs are at such a place where they won't touch, or they will, depending on what he wants. He is very, very strong with that. One other thing that I'll say about him is that I think he is very insistent. Something I often notice that he does is if something doesn't work out, that is okay, it didn't work out, check it off, and just put it right down. A lot of people will move it way down the list. Okay, I won't think about this for a while. No, just one down. It's the next thing. That happens a lot. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it means that he knows what it is he wants to do, and it's very tough for people to throw him off of his game. I've said in the past and gotten some flack for it on Twitter when I said that, man, it seems like nobody can stop Luffy from backdashing. People were like, yeah, but but that's what I meant.
Right.
Was that exactly like he's not going to stop it. It's such a good tool. But that said, and we'll see that in the set that we watch, there are times when he doesn't do it, and he can blow people up for that. A lot of people take risks sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the match that we're going to watch here is from VS Fighting 2015 earlier in the year. He does win this tournament. Now, it was a ranking event, so he got a lot of points for it. And speaking of a lot of points, I mean, as we said, he has the most number of points without winning a premier event.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, let's go through what he has accomplished in the past year or so. It's a lot. I
feel like I should just grab a pillow right now, put my head down, and just kind of rest a little bit.
Get some food.
Yeah, exactly.
Start with EVO 2014, where he got first place, of course. DreamHack Valencia 2014, first place. VS Fighting 4, second place. The following are first places consecutively. Lockdown 2014, DreamHack Stockholm 2014, GigaCon 2014, Red Fight District 3, Chengdu Tournament, and Armor Break 2014.
6 in a row where he won first place. Yep.
That's right. DreamHack Winter, he got 4th. Capcom Cup 2014, he got 3rd.
That's right.
Last year's Capcom Cup, 3rd place overall. Then a tournament called the Luffy Beatdown Special. Which, just the fact he got 7th place, okay, which is not... But... just the fact that there needed to be a tournament called the Luffy Beatdown Special really, I think, tells you about his dominance. Kakutop League, first place. Sonic Boom 2015, 5th. Hype Spotting 4, 3rd. Topanga World League, 5th. Wow. The Coliseum, 1st. FFM Rumble, 1st. Kakutop League 2, 1st. DreamHack Summer, 1st. VS Fighting, 1st.
Another string of 5 firsts.
Pretty good.
There, yeah.
Double KO, 3rd. DreamHack London, 5th. EGX 2015, 1st. Red Fight District 2015, 1st. Kakutop 3, 2nd. And then Milan Games Week, he got 5th place. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, and there is something to be said about the consistency to be able to win all those events. Now, I mean, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, most of those were Europe, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, Europe is... Look, they did better than the U.S. did in Capcom Cup last year.
Yeah, not even by a little bit. All 3 players that they sent got top 8. One of them was 3rd place. All right,
exactly. So there's a lot of strong players out there.
Yeah.
And to consistently win first against that kind of competition, especially against a lot of people that you play against all the time, they're going to study you.
Sure.
And the fact that you keep winning, and a lot of it comes from that insistence that you were talking about.
I think
it's
so.
such a great strength to get hit by something and then just be like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Whatever, just let it slide and just keep going.
It's not just Europeans though. He won the EVO. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
He got 3rd at Capcom Cup.
Topanga World League, you said he got 5th place over there.
He did.
Yeah,
and one of the tournaments that he won was the Chengdu tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just Europe, even though Europe itself is strong. So.
Yeah.
Boy, you want to check out the match that we have?
Yeah, let's watch the match. As I mentioned, this is going to be a match from VS Fighting 2015. He wins this event. He's going up against Problem X.
Yeah.
In grand finals.
Another one of the strongest players in Europe.
That's right. So here we go.
So I think this is a cool match to watch because Seth is one of the most mobile characters in the game. Not in walk speed, but otherwise he is very mobile, and you already see it. But at the same time, Luffy, look at how he's moving. I mean, he's already been backdashing, forward dashing, trying to pick spots on screen.
And you saw there, he did the reflect against the fireball, got fierced, and then he just tried to reflect the next fireball.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, well, sorry there, a little visual glitch, but gonna keep going here.
Again, moving around a lot. Very confident in positioning.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Seth is just one of those characters that Seth really controls the match in the majority of the matches that he plays, because he's got the teleport, the wall jump, the fireball, all sorts of things like that. And here we go. Yeah, Luffy gets that. Doesn't quite get the combo to hit fully, but again, Just really, really smart usage of the orbs compared to most people. And that whole round, I feel like...
What a good challenge. What a good challenge.
With low fears.
It's a fast button, but yeah, that's something that almost nobody would do. So now he starts the second round with a lot of meter, and you'll notice he often has a lot of meter. She builds it quickly, but he does use it well.
Right. And that whole last round, it really felt like Problem X was winning. Oh, God, baited out. But it felt like Problem X was winning the majority of the round. And then all of a sudden, Luffy was in the lead, you know? It just happened so suddenly. And look at that, challenged again. Went for the throw after the Tandon engine.
Yeah, he is very rarely inactive.
And there you see teleport, and he's just had it ready to go. Punished it with max damage punish, by the way. Low fears into Shawl Charge.
There were some things that I really liked there. One of the things we didn't mention was that underneath a Seth dive kick, he did slide to the other side and then punish the landing recovery with sweep. Mm-hmm. The mobility to get underneath that dive kick is that's such a rarely used tool in that sort of way.
I do recall here that Problem X getting a lot of advice from his friend.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Getting his advice for a while.
Oh, that's fine, you know. They got some stuff to try to figure out here.
Yep. But again, Luffy, just kind of his demeanor, too, that you're seeing right there, very calm. I feel like that kind of really exemplifies his play as well.
I like that Dragon Punch after the Tandon there. He had already seen Luffy challenged. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. So now we get to see how Luffy plays D.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, we've talked about this on streams before. Seth is the kind of character that will just get these sequences on you. He's going to get perfects on you, and there's really nothing you can do about it, so...
Yeah, nobody really gets exasperated anymore, I don't think, about that.
Yeah. Perfect distance for that not to hit, and then... Yeah, he just went for it. He knew he kind of had to go for something at that point if he wanted to do a comeback.
It was a good bet in any case.
Yeah.
Paid off.
Yeah, Luffy. I mean, it's not easy to play this kind of to match Seth with fireballs using Rose. Good reaction.
Yeah, I was gonna say very good reaction. So we tried it again to get underneath. This time the backdash. It's just hard to know where he's going.
Right. Okay, so right there, Problem X caught him with the backdash on the tandem engine, and you'll see Luffy adapt to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's fine, but that's a risk. That's for sure. Oh, well, that's a risk too, but hey, it worked.
Again, this is this is not necessarily how Seth is supposed to play, but it is a common thing for Seth to play this kind of mix-up game.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. And here, look at that, maximizing the damage on that, so good.
You know, that's fine. If you're Luffy in that situation, to lose like that, I almost feel like it's as important to teach your opponent that you are willing to go in, even there.
Right. He backdashed an uppercut already. That's how he got that big damage.
Exactly.
Just to even start that comeback. And so again, it's just about training, and you can see that it's weird because, you know, one of the key things is obviously to play against your opponent, and that's what Luffy does. But he also just really wants to play the Luffy game. You know, the game that he has with Rose. And you can see it here, just bowling.
I like that Problem X was so worried about backdash that even in the corner he did Tandon.
Yeah, but good stuff right there. Luffy got trapped in the corner, made his way out, got Problem X to go for a really bad Tandon stream attempt. Just dash up, meaty uppercut. Something you got to expect from Seth every once in a while.
Even when Luffy's waking up, as we saw there, he's active. He oftentimes is active. It's not just backdashing, but he'll jump, he'll press crouch tech and try to turn it into something. He'll just do down strong sometimes.
Right.
Very rarely is he not doing anything.
Yeah. And I really liked how Luffy at first looked like he was just kind of chilling back there, then went forward with the orbs. Shoutouts to Problem X for grabbing him with the EX spinning power. That was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, no doubt.
But again, he just waited for that one right moment.
You know, he got to the range where he knows that's why he's there, right? That's why he did slide into that range, just in case. Mm-hmm. And Problem X, tried to press buttons, but Luffy he's going to press buttons in that situation, and his down strong is tough to beat right there.
Right. So now here he is at tournament point. Again, I mean, one of the hard things is like, we talked about Luffy being able to be, very slippery and such like that. It is hard against this character, so we don't get to see as much of it as we would if we see him versus some other characters and such. But it's still just a good example of just how solid that he plays with this character and how he can play defense with Rose even without necessarily relying on the backdash.
Yeah, check him out, blocking in the corner, playing patiently right now.
Wow, he
just
saw
that's what I'm saying, right? He's active.
Yeah, he just saw the tandem engine and went right at it.
Now, again, the mobility there. Backdash, forward dash, right into down fierce, expecting that situation.
Yeah, the fact that he had that down fierce ready to go.
Yeah, it was right, like it was immediate.
Yeah, that was really, really impressive.
Oh, man, what a jerk. That's awesome. What a great play.
Yeah, 3 backdashes. It feels like you're in defensive mode, then all of a sudden forward dash and a throw.
And now look at all these meaty tandem engines. Problem X has given up situations that could have been pile driver, they could have been whatever else, instant overhead. There's other things he can do. And he hasn't done it because he has been taught by Luffy to worry about backdash.
Wow, empty jump into slide. He just went for it.
Oh.
And there it is.
And it's just another day at the office. Look at Luffy on the left there.
Yeah, I know.
The way he gets out of that, no big deal.
Yep.
Just another tournament.
It's too funny.
Was that one of the 6 in a row, or was that?
It was one of the 5.
One of the 5 in a row. So he was in a streak right there, and he kept it going.
Yep, I think that was the last one in that 5-game streak. Yeah, but again, just we didn't quite get to see a lot. I mean, yes, we saw some mobility. Obviously, against Seth, it's going to be a little bit harder. Seth controls the space. Like I said, Seth is the kind of character that controls the pace of a match really well. Mm-hmm. But even despite all that, the fact that Luffy never really let Problem X bully him. He never really... Problem X is definitely more of a Vortex-y kind of Seth player.
He wants to mix up.
Yeah, he really wants to go for a lot of the mix-ups. And Luffy just really never gave him that opportunity. It's like you said, and it just got to the point where Problem X was so concerned about backdash, he just gave up Vortex by just trying to do meaty tandem engines all day.
And part of that was not even what Luffy taught him in that match. It's just a reputation that Luffy has. And because of that, he can get away with things that other people, might not be able to. Right. It's kind of helpful to build that sort of stuff sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting part about it is, he has that reputation to backdash, but it's because when he does it, it's so frustrating to fight against that it stands out to you. And the moments where he doesn't backdash, the moments where he does play solid, you don't stick out in your brain as much. So he just gains this reputation as this guy who mashes backdash.
Of course he has good timing on it.
Yeah. And so, and then like we said, like that moment we pointed out, we backdash 3 times and forward dash in the throw. He doesn't just use it as an escape tool. He doesn't use it as a way to... He also uses it kind of as the subterfuge, you know what I mean? He knows it's annoying. And so he plays that properly. You know what I mean? He plays that factor well and uses the backdash to open up opportunities.
So, we're coming into Capcom Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Last year he got 3rd place.
That's right.
What do you think his future is in this one?
Like I said, I mean, it's really interesting the demeanor that he had, in between matches. He's just, and then when he wins,
that work, man. Yeah.
That kind of mentality, I feel like will get him far. And there's no shock to me that he got 3rd place last year at Capcom Cup. I feel like he can do really well at this event as well. I don't really think that there's anything in particular that he needs to no holes in his game that he needs to fill up. I don't think that there's really anything standing in his way that's significant. If Luffy can continue to play Luffy's game, and as we said, it's so hard to deter him from doing so. Yeah,
you can bet on that.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, so not necessarily an obstacle, but what do you think one of his biggest strengths is to help him win Capcom Cup?
Oh, just the things that we've been talking about this whole time. I love the confusion that he instills in people. Mm-hmm. I just think that is so valuable. It's valuable on defense. It's valuable on offense. And he will play his game. He's gonna do it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter what happens. He will play it, and it's a very successful style. There's no reason to think why it won't continue to be successful. I mean, it has been this whole year, ever since Ultra Street Fighter 4 came out, even before that, of course.
Right.
So he has. There's no reason to think that it will be anything but a good showing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you bring that up. Probably something that's interesting to point out is that Rose, obviously in Ultra, is probably the strongest that she's been in previous games. And in the previous iterations of Street Fighter 4, Rose was considered not a strong character. And he was winning in Europe with that character anyway. You know, he was kind of the one that put Rose into that viable map.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I definitely think that's true. So. If I had to say one thing, it's the same thing that I worry about when it comes to many of the character specialists. It's just that they're susceptible to getting counterpicked, and that is... It's such a big thing now. There are many players who will be at Capcom Cup who specialize in counterpicks.
Yes.
Okay, and they'll have planned it out now that they know who all will be there. They'll have characters ready if they need to. That's the only thing, but he has had such success against such a wide variety of characters in different places around the world that I feel like he'll have a good chance to overcome that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sort of like obstacles or any sort of bad matchups that are gonna hurt him. He's been playing this character since the beginning of Street Fighter 4.
He knows it well.
He knows this character in and out. So.
All right, well, that's going to be at the Capcom Cup weekend of December 5th through 6th in San Francisco, California. You should go. It's going to be pretty sick. I highly recommend it. If you cannot, however, it will of course be streamed live at twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters.
Yeah, and definitely follow them on Twitter as well, twitter.com/Capcom Fighters, to get all the up-to-date news about the Capcom Cup that's coming up. They've been recently announcing a lot of the way that it's going to work, the schedules and such like that. So keep an eye on their Twitter feed for all of the news pertaining to Capcom Cup.
And if you like talking about video games in the way that we do, I highly recommend checking out our own stuff, which is at Twitch and YouTube/UltraChenTV. We talk about matches and analysis, and we also talk every week on Tuesday about news and tournament results and sort of points of debate, if you will, maybe drama sometimes. We try to cover all that stuff in the fighting game community.
Even talking about like events in the upcoming weekend. I mean, it's really hard to keep track of what all the events are, so you get a nice summary and such like that. We also, on our YouTube channel, have a ton of videos of like high-level analysis on in-depth strategies. We also have a lot of videos there for beginners as well on some really basic fighting game fundamentals, and even just very, very early beginner stuff on there. So,
well, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh God, it's gonna be so amazing.
We'll see you at the Capcom Cup.